So just leaving with a Suburban here. This is one of many that a guy I knew from years ago that used to collect all kinds of stuff, but he's into the square bodies. I was into the square bodies a long time ago, and that's how we met. He ended up hauling off some of the other Suburban bodies that I had that I'd already parted out. In fact, one of them is still up there. He passed away about a year ago, and so they're basically, his daughter's selling off all his collection of stuff. So we've got this 79 Suburban, big block, two-wheel drive here. We're going to bring it home and see what we can do, and we'll be back for more. Someone saw a hat just hanging out on a jack handle and had to have it. So why did you have to have this?
Because it's cool. What do you mean? Look at that.
And I'm pretty positive that Dave wore that hat, that I saw him wear that hat before. So the more I look at it, I'm like, I think one of the times years ago that Dave picked something up for me or whatever, that he was probably wearing that hat because it looks really familiar. So there it is. This Suburban is a Sierra Classic, 3/4 ton, two-wheel drive, factory 454. So like it's all stock minus the Edelbrock carburetor, aftermarket air cleaner. Don't know too much about it, unfortunately. I hadn't really talked to Dave much in the last 10 years or so. This looks like it's been sitting for almost that. It was under some pine trees. Man, I had to clear off a thick layer of pine needles and pine cones off of it. Got one tire that's down. Turbo 400 transmission, 14 bolt full floater rear. Everything's still there on it minus the battery. Got some rust. The floors aren't too horrible. A little bit in the back. Looks like it's a desert edition. I don't know if that's just in reference to the paint scheme. But I'm gonna get a tire on it, change the oil, which they were selling off a lot of Dave's old stuff. I picked up a couple intake manifolds that go with a couple 396 motors that I also bought there. But also bought a lot of his oil and ATF and miscellaneous stuff from the shop. So we'll probably do a little oil change on this Suburban here using some of the oil, and then we'll try to fire it up. We got that unloaded, loading the oil. Also on Dave's stuff, we got a gallon of antifreeze coolant that is the last thing I need to finish this 73 as far as fluids go, and got it running yesterday and just need to top it off on coolant. Using some of Dave's jack stands there that I also bought from him. Changed the tire here, got it into the shop. Found out that the tire wheels on this are 15-inch 8 lugs, which I didn't even pay attention to when I loaded it, but one tire is completely shot, so I got a temporary 16.5 bolted on there for now. And we'll change the oil. So we're gonna drain the oil. Let that drain while I go do something else, and we'll come back and put a new filter on and some fresh stuff. Today we're looking at some old cars that have been here for years and years. It looks like this area was used as like a dumping grounds for people's cars when they were done with them, and I guess back in the, I don't know when this would have been, the 40s or 50s maybe, when these cars were deemed too old to mess around with anymore, or just junk, and they were just throwing their old cars over the bank. So we're over the bank looking at these old cars and stuff, and they're clear down into the river there. And there's another one up, didn't make it down as far. Here's the one that made it the least furthest, because it's still somewhat close to the top, if you call it that. But this is much steeper than it looks. Of course, that's how video is, so I'm gonna do my tilt my camera thing to exaggerate that. But It is quite a steep bank. There's what?
Just stuff, like from here all the way that way. You can see pieces of metal and parts of cars and all kinds of stuff.
Yeah. Well, they're just pretty much dumping every old car and unwanted item over this bank. This thing is actually a no window panel wagon of sorts. Finding anything?
Yeah.
Jeez.
Watch yourself going.
Throwing logs at me.
So that want some wine?
Oh jeez.
Look at that. It's got wine in it.
How do you know it's wine?
The cap. These aren't that old.
It's definitely a long ways down. We gotta go back down this?
Yeah. We're gonna slide down.
Oh gosh. I don't do well at sliding.
Well, like that.
Probably wood stain or varnish or something. Maybe. Something wood.
Can't read it.
EA. See, I thought that was an E, but I think that's an L. PLA. Then there's a T. Plastic wood. Must be like a imitation, chemical imitation. That's like a plastic resin that imitates wood.
Like wood glue-ish.
Okay, back down this steep embankment of doom. I'm actually like pointing down right now. I mean, in camera land, like if I were to actually point level, that's about level there. Take one last look at this car, this panel. It's another Chevy. Chevrolet. Kind of an interesting thought through my mind is like present day, like we're able to like make a post online of what we're doing right now and seeing right now and sharing it with whoever's out there that has internet access. And like, but imagine like, 20, 30 years ago, like someone probably came through and explored this, and we need to share this story with someone else about these old cars that we found, and then, oh, technology was so great back then because they could like walk back, get in a car, go to their house and make a telephone call and call someone and tell them about what they found down here. And, and then way back when these cars were dumped down here, phone was a luxury back then. No one would ever thought that someone could be here and like take a picture of something like this and then post it instantly that would be seen by people that are like a long ways away. And of course, stuff more recently that's been thrown over the bank. I mean, I'm sure they didn't have like exercise machines in the 40s and 50s. But it would be my guess that the 40s or 50s probably would have been the earliest that they'd have been dumping cars from the 30s and 40s down here. Who knows, could have been later. It's like this one here.
Looks like it was like a wagon or something.
Well, they were all, that's a bigger car from the 50s. But it's like, look at how the tree grew out.
I know.
From this. And come comes down here to the river where it opens up.
And I fall to my death.
All right, here's the tricky part. And two, like, whoa, just slide. Remember that was your. Okay, here's another Chevy. Go down here. There's not much left of whatever that was. Forgot how to walk there for a second. And we got stuff here that's. Oh, well, look, it's a straight 8. Back when they made straight 8s. Firing order on a straight 8, 162-58374. These controls still work. The e-brake's on, so it's good. You can tell it worked because it never rolled into the river here. Got axle, rear axle here. Chopped up pieces of another car. Stove parts and whatnot. Another engine block in there. Underwater's what's left of another frame. Old powerhouse. And rocks. If this was like a survival type situation, we could like attach that to a stick and it could be used as a tool of sorts, an axe type tool. So leaving the embankment of doom for those cars, end of the road for them. Our old bicycle frame here, fender.
I found an old Schwinn bike. I'll have to take a picture of it and show you. It doesn't have wheels or anything though.
It's kind of a neat inlet here on the river. Seems really calm, but there's a dam a few miles up the way from here. Let's go check out this. It's interesting here. There's a. What about this that you know of?
Nothing.
Oh.
I have a picture of it. Of like this area, I think. When they were first building it.
You need to clip your nails or anything?
No.
Well, it's there if you need it. Actually. And what's around this corner?
It was a power plant in the 30s, and then they put the dams in, and then that was the power, you know.
Used to be some pretty fierce rapids and waterfalls here before the dam was put in, and so they utilized the existing water flow there. More stuff that's been dumped years past. Remember, folks, don't dump your trash out in the wilderness.
Only you can prevent wildfires.
Yeah, 'cause we don't want Smokey the Bear to get glass in his paw. It's like Alright, set it back down. We got a new filter on it, plug back in. I'm using another funnel that I bought from Dave's shop, one of his old funnels with the oil that I got from his shop. Get some fresh oil in this 454. I got a battery on charge and we'll see what will happen when I try to start it. So not a great sign. Don't see any coolant in there. Not really sure if he drained this or if it just leaked out slowly over the years or if there was some issue with it. So we will find out shortly. And using more of Dave's stuff to put a battery in now. Well, we definitely got power. I don't know if that's a flasher or turn signal that I accidentally kicked on. Got a touchy flasher there. A little priming gas down the carb. We will see if anything happens. So a whole lot of things that could be wrong from sitting. So either the starter could be bad or going bad. So down here pulling the starter. We're gonna check the starter out, inspect some teeth, try to maybe pull the cover on that. Check the flywheel, flex plate teeth. Alright. Right here is gonna reveal the teeth are bad. And some of them do look bad. A little rough, I should say. The question is, chicken or the egg? Did the starter act up and just do that now when I was trying, or was it like this and the starter's okay and it's just the teeth? What I can do is try to throw another starter in and we'll see what happens. I mean, it already is how it is, so you gotta change it. I'm gonna have to pull the tranny back, change it. So looking at things here, I thought that the motor looked like it was rocked a little bit to the passenger side. I thought maybe this motor mount was broke down. Looks like the motor mount bolt is broken, which is why this side's sitting down lower. Grab another motor mount bolt and we'll try to drive the old one out, what's left of the old one out, by driving this one in. Alright, so we'll use this scissor jack and a 4x4 chunk to raise the side of the motor up. Got the other broken piece out on this side, drove the new one in, drove the other old piece out. So I can let it back down now. At least it's got a full motor mount bolt in. I still got to put the nut on the front side, but now I can put the starter in. I won't have to pull the starter again to get to that. Unless I got to change the flex plate, then I got to pull stuff apart anyways, but we'll see what a better starter does. Good starter's back in. We just used on another rig with no problems. Got a motor mount bolt in. Starter wires hooked back up. There was one starter wire that had kind of a frayed exposed wire. It wasn't cut or anything. I just taped over it for now. Probably more grinding noises. Probably knock some more teeth off the flywheel, but we'll see what happens. Fires right up. Actually sounds really good. It's a runner. Motor mount bolt, different starter. Actually sounds decent. That's the amount of fuel I dumped in the float bowls. Other starter was junk. Motor still seems like it's tilted a little bit to that way, but I think that motor mount is a little wore out. So those damaged teeth might have been from the starter kicking in and out, not engaging fully, and I might have done that damage myself if it wasn't there before from trying to crank the starter. But it sounded pretty quiet with this starter, so hopefully, I mean, all the teeth are there. They're just a little rough now on one edge, but hopefully it doesn't screw anything up. We'll button a few things up here and try to fire it again. Okay, we're down off the jack stands now. Added a little more fuel. We'll see if it fires up again. Should. Let's see if I got a bad spot on this flex plate or if it'll work. A little too much fuel that time. Based on the fact of all the empty ATF containers and the long funnel that was in here on the passenger side, I'm going to assume the training was probably a leaker and he always had to add fluid, so we're going to have to add some more fluid. We definitely don't got much. Oh, what a mess. Just got that 79 GMC Suburban going after sitting for probably like 12, 13 years. It's not running off the fuel tank yet. I don't know if there is fuel in the tank. I'm hoping there's not, so I can just pour fresh fuel in it and go. Anyways, moved it out of the way. First thing in the morning, we're gonna bring the 638, which was hiding back there. Had to move a 350, a 454, a 12 valve, an NV4500, a winch, a bunch of stuff to get a couple hoods. Vehicle 2 loaded, truck number 2. It's K20. It's a little difficult to load. The tire was low. Came off the bead. There's no steering column. Which I didn't realize, but had changed tire. Got it on. And we're gonna head home.
Yeah, Alan,
Mm-hmm.
I'd have them go right along here and spray that down there because that's, see now it's smoking again.
Oh, well, yeah, it's gonna smolder for a while with all those needles there.
That's a hot spot for sure.
A little bit of excitement. Let's go the wrong way down a one-way street sidewalk. So we're back here at Dave's place using his wrecker, trying to move this GMC truck. Flat tires, sunk in the ground, got a jacked up boards under it.
Oh, the big one?
And I'm trying, yeah. And then let's see, Robert came with to help move my stuff, and he bought a Bel Air, a crew cab, and a C10 square body, and an intake manifold. And looks like Jason bought a tractor, so this will be interesting. We're going to be coming back here for more than one more trip.
Stay tuned.
Yeah.
Well, not just
There's nothing. How many dump trucks do I have now? Apparently 2 from here.
You have property to store all this shit. I know.
Yeah, but your stuff's going to end up in my place or your parents' backyard.
Oh yeah, right. I'll be living at your house then.
So apparently this is a dump bed truck. I didn't even look at it close enough to see.
Try to just put air in those, Jason.
It's been sitting a while. Winch is struggling, but it's slowly going on. Gotta watch this. So we've had to unhook the trailer, run to town in the crew cab to pick up the PC, which there's a long story that involves like cops and impounds and whatever. Almost impounded. Alright, reloaded. Oh, we should check that plug-in on that light too. Getting fuel. Lots of fuel.